Greetings, geeks. Welcome to episode 804 of Geeks in Space. I'm Rob Commander Taco Malda, and I am joined again, of course, in pretend low Earth orbit by Rob Roseman.
Hello.
And Chris DeBona.
Hi.
Gentlemen, how was our weekend?
Yeah.
You weren't trapped in mud.
I was not trapped in mud. So yeah, I guess I was just trapped in my house. It was a little bit like Burning Man, but less steampunk.
Mm.
And less mud.
Yeah, less mud, less steampunk.
Yeah.
The bathrooms are better.
There was a
It was a little quieter.
It was a drone flyover of the Exodus.
Oh.
Burning Man.
I feel bad for those folks. I really do.
Well, one of them was so funny because like it showed people here. Let me see if I can find it. I watched it like day before yesterday, and basically it showed people like in RVs and like pulling fifth wheel RVs, like going really fast so they can get through these divots where
Oh
rivers
no.
had formed.
So
And I'm
just
like,
kicking up mountains
and
of
there's
mud.
like one guy who didn't get through and is stuck there, and he's watching like all these people go by. It was really
He lives there now. That's his hole.
Yeah, it was. I felt terrible for them. You know, I was like, well, I guess you're waiting a couple days.
Yep.
Where is it? Oh, so funny.
I said this last time, but I feel like Burning Man is the perfect example of where I want portal technology. Like if I could portal there and just hang out for an hour and portal back, I'd be all in. But there's no way I'm going through the travel. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think this is the one with the people trying to get out.
Can you mute it?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Oh, dear God. Oh. This drone doesn't even have enough battery to record it all.
I mean,
Holy
look at
shit.
that. For those of you who aren't watching us and are just listening, it's just all the way to the horizon.
It's 10
RVs,
lanes.
10 lanes of RVs.
Of RVs.
And cars.
What a nightmare.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know if this is the one with the people, fording the rivers with their RVs. No, it's not. This is just the one I guess today or yesterday.
Wow.
When they were finally allowed to leave. It's just kind of amazing.
Well, I heard there was one death already, right?
Well, I think that there's been a death every year.
It seems like if you put 70,000 people, into a space for a long weekend,
it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
something weird's gonna happen for sure.
And it's not like the place is renowned for not having drugs. Oh, that poor dude.
Chopper 5.
Well, I don't know if you're trapped in there and you're angry and everything's shitty. It might be good that you have drugs. It might actually save lives.
That's right.
Except for the guy who OD'd. It was just too hard.
Yep, done.
Yeah,
I'm stuck here for 3 days. Time to use all the heroin.
Gosh, I got to get to the part where it's. Let me see if I can find it. It was so just absurdly funny. Yeah, okay, here we go. Ready? Go, 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 go. Sploosh.
Oh.
So yeah, basically there's no end of guys doing that in front of that car.
Uh-huh. Oh.
It's poor. I feel so bad for them.
Right.
It's like horrifically funny. There must be like a German word for that. Watching other people go through mud rivers while you're stuck and just like
Muddenfreude.
Look at this RV burn.
Oh.
And he's probably like saying to whoever was driving, like, if you had just gone a little faster.
And that's like his boss's van too, right?
Yeah, it looks like a very nice van. It's got solar and pop-up tent and all that stuff. But yeah, but like even like this little RV, this little clapped out caravan here. He's like, rum, rum.
Wee.
Just build up enough speed.
You can do it. You can escape. Do
it. He doesn't even go all that fast. And I'm like, dude, you should have gone a little faster. But
yeah, he should have gone a lot faster.
He makes it. He makes it.
Good for him.
And skip over it like a stone.
That's
this
great.
This is like a Bronco, not even a Bronco. It's like a Honda, and then you have a little travel trailer from like 1950.
He's fine.
He's fine.
Those guys are gonna all be back home tech broing tomorrow. They're gonna be crushing it on their crypto NFTs.
I guess. Who knows? Maybe that was the NFT van, so it didn't work.
When they got there, it was worth $10,000. When they left, it wasn't even worth a tank of gas. So we got the trailer for Chicken Run 2. It looks cute. I liked Chicken Run just fine, except that it's probably canceled now, right? Because it had Mel Gibson in it.
No.
No, it's like claymation, man.
Oh.
Well, it's computer animated claymation.
Well, is this computer animated or is it claymation?
No, it's computer animated.
Is it? Oh, bummer.
I'm pretty sure.
That seems almost sacrilegious, but I guess you got to do it.
Fingerprints on the.
I don't know how much. I mean, ever since the art band, see, that looks pretty smudgy.
Maybe it is.
I hope it is
because they had that big fire and
they lost all their stuff. I liked the first one just fine. Although, for my money, the Wallace and Gromit. What was the third one? The Close Shave. A Close Shave. I loved A Close Shave. I saw that in what was the art house theater in Holland, Rob? Do you remember is it the Knickerbocker?
You mean the park?
Was that what it was? Not the Nick.
Yeah.
But I saw that
the whatever the Holland theater.
Yeah.
Turned into
whatever
the Knickerbocker.
I saw Return of the Jedi in that theater when I was a little kid, and then they remodeled it and made it all nice. And then I saw we all went out there one day and watched like an animation compilation movie when I was in college, and that was the finale, was the Close Shave, and that was my introduction to Aardman, and I love Aardman.
Yeah, if you go to their site and their productions list and you click stop motion, feature films,
it's not on the list. Well, maybe because it's not out yet.
Well, it's not out yet. Yeah. Here's the first Chicken Run.
Yep. I really like. Shaun the Sheep is really good too. The Shaun the Sheep movie is totally watchable.
Yeah, for sure.
It's
charming.
Charming and cute. Well, Rob's face is missing, so I'll hold the Metallica story and we can talk about Radioactive Boars.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
I'm back.
Oh, you're back.
He's back.
It's a back.
He's a back.
Well, so there's apparently boars in Germany, and they're talking. The article is about the radiation working its way through the soil, and they said that they can measure the radiation from like World War II and then also from Chernobyl, and that's still in their diet or in their meat.
So you're saying this is a chellating animal? It's a metal processing animal. So they should just throw a ton of boars into Chernobyl.
Yeah,
go crazy because having radioactive boars. What could go wrong with that?
Well, they definitely eat eventually all that topsoil because they're rooting animals.
Yeah, right.
So they get big bites full of the dirt when they go and get food. This has been happening for a long time, though. There's a bunch of people who have been following this. Papers have written about it. The wild dogs also have a bit of it because they eat the wild boar. Wolves have it, but the boars have the biggest concentration. It's like mercury in the ocean. The top end predators get the most mercury. Also the channels and the rivers around Chernobyl have Wells catfish in them. They're kind of catfish that get like 8 feet long, a little bit bigger. They get absolutely huge. And
those would terrify Cliff Lampy.
Yeah, right. All of them around Chernobyl are just stunted, like a quarter of the size. It's amazing that they're still breeding because of how sick and twisted all these fish are that are in the rivers around.
Yeah,
it's crazy. It turns out the comic book being exposed to radiation is a lot cooler.
Yeah, for sure.
Than in real life. Yeah.
Like if we all went out there and got bit by radioactive boars, none of us would develop super radioactive boar powers.
Yeah, I mean,
what would Spider-Man famously doesn't have an ovipositor. I mean, which ones would you want from the boar? Which ones would you not want?
I'll tell you what I'd want. I would become the world's foremost truffle finder.
Oh yeah, you would.
That's what I'd do.
Yep.
Yeah, baby.
Just rent myself out, walk through the woods.
Come on, Rob.
Right there, buddy.
Go find us some truffles. Good boy, good boy. Come on.
Right there.
That'd be pretty cool.
That'd be useful too. You could probably make pretty good money. Truffles are pricey.
Yeah. Also, I'd want to be able to scream like a boar.
Oh, there.
You ever hear a pig scream after it doesn't like something?
Squeal like a piggy.
It is ear shattering. It's amazing how loud those animals can be. So, that's what I choose. Just be annoyingly loud and to find truffles.
You can do both of those things now, but maybe wear a boar suit while you do it.
It wouldn't be the same, Rob.
It wouldn't be the same.
I know. I was trying to find the silver lining in all this. We've got a story about, but I guess we've got a lot of stories today about animals Rob wants to be. Because this is a story about the dog that sneaks away from home to go to a Metallica concert.
That is absolutely hilarious. So these people live right next to the stadium, and their husky jumped the fence, wandered into, I don't know how it got into the stadium, but it ended up sitting in the seat and watching at least like half the show, and people thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
This dog just came, sat down in the seat next to him, and watched the show.
He stayed for him to play the hits, but then he left when they started the new stuff.
Yeah.
Like everybody else.
Yeah, like everything after the Black Album.
Yeah.
Right. Look how happy he is.
He's so happy.
Like, yeah. This is great. Look, all these people paying attention to me.
That's a good dog.
My question is, are they like, hey, that's my seat? Or are they just, being, it's like.
Well, I guess here's my question. And I don't really know, like, is Metallica selling out their concerts still? Are they still like at that level?
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know.
They're not selling out giant stadiums like they used to, but they can still pack one.
Right.
With dogs.
With dogs. Woof.
With dogs.
I wonder what song, like as the dog was walking by the stadium, I wonder what it was that drew him in.
Well,
smell the hot dogs, or
their tweet was actually kind of funny. If you click back on it, they list a couple of songs that he liked.
Oh no, it's loading here. Barks
Master of Puppies.
The mailman that never comes. That's great.
Yeah.
That's charming.
Gosh.
Speaking of dogs, we have a story about Paw Patrol. And they had to recall. They had to recall a bunch of snack packs because they had a website domain name listed on all the packages that somebody forgot to renew the domain name on. And what happens when you don't renew your domain name, guys? It magically redirects to porn every time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yay. Fake apple bars and booty.
That's right.
I mean, isn't it their own fault naming it booty?
Why are those puppies not sharing their cup? There's 2 puppies and only 1 cup.
Yeah, now it's just like a Chinese page.
What's the domain name that was actually listed?
Happy Kids Co.
Oh, that's so shitty.
Jesus.
People are awful.
People really are awful. Well, yeah, there you go.
Why couldn't they just be as cool as this dog?
Yeah, look at that dog. Chill.
Well, in all fairness, the Paw Patrol didn't do anything wrong.
Well,
they're still good dogs.
We have no proof.
That's true. I'm actually very glad that my kids never got into Paw Patrol. I watched a few episodes of it and I hated it.
Yeah.
There were many enjoyable shows that my kids watched as children, but Paw Patrol was not one for me. We've got a story about, this one's been ongoing, but this is Canada's 4% link tax. Yeah. And this is one of those that, like, this has been kind of following us for, our whole lives.
Decades.
There's been stories about this, and it's
ever since Slashdot made
right?
the news business go out of business.
Right? Ever since we personally ruined the internet.
You personally, Commander Taco, destroyed media.
When I
drove down ad revenues.
When I destroyed news.
USA Today or worse.
Yeah, that was the bar that I left behind in my wake. This is a weird story, though, because basically, I mean, there's a couple of countries that have been doing this, right? Australia's got some laws in this area, Canada, and like there's a bunch of battles, I guess, occurring between your Facebooks and your Googes and your companies. And this sucks because, like, I think we all like really wish there was a good solution to this, you know, where like investigative journalism could still happen. Because do you remember investigative journalism, guys?
I don't know. That sounds kind of complicated.
I know. It sounds like a lot of work and expensive.
Does 60 Minutes still exist?
I watched a documentary yesterday on Watergate, and I was just thinking about how different that was. Like, at least there came a point where people put money into Watergate and into the story, and then when the facts came out, people saw them and generally believed them. Like, what a weird world that must have been to live in.
Well, also, though, that was the beginning of the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
They believed that, but part of that belief was that they couldn't trust what they heard and they couldn't trust government.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying that particular one event is responsible for all that, but if you look, that's kind of where all this started.
Yeah, it's kind of like the assassination of JFK to Watergate is like the line of where Americans stop, where America goes nihilist.
Yeah. It's exhausting.
Right. And now we don't have to believe in anything anymore. So yeah, I don't know that so Facebook pulled news out of their news feeds, and it turned out that didn't really matter. People don't care all that much. But who the heck knows where that's going to go? And I sure do wish that the news. I mean, I've seen newsrooms. I get it. Like I've worked for a newspaper for a while, and that's a tough business. And it makes me sad. And then, you know, I run an ad blocker and refuse to pay for my news. So,
yeah,
part of the problem, baby.
Part of the problem.
That's right.
Typical.
That's right. Typical. So, Hurricane Idalia has caused the first Tesla to explode. Yeah.
Like explode?
So when you
Michael Bay film?
Combust. So yes.
Apparently, you get salt water into a lithium-ion battery, and only great things happen. And then you definitely don't want to like spray it with water to put out the fire.
Yeah, that's why they should use sodium batteries. Even worse.
Nope. They should use radioactive batteries so we can feed our
radioactive.
boars.
So we could have like a whole event every time there's
Every time grandma hits a tree, we have to evacuate the county.
Ah, damn it, another dirty bomb.
Gross.
I mean, it would make the tow business a lot different.
So there's, they were saying that the Hurricane Ida had like 21 electric cars go up after that. So it's weird that this is just like a new problem that we have now. Sometimes our cars get wet and explode.
Well, it's specifically those salt water, right?
It's the ones with sodium or with the lithium-ion batteries.
Right, but the thing that's making them explode is salt water.
The salt water, yeah.
So, I mean, middle of the country, you're fine.
Oh, we're fine. But I mean, as we've discussed many times in the past, those of us who live in Michigan are going to be mostly fine.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
I mean, we don't have a power grid.
No, we don't have that, for sure.
You lost power again, right?
Yes.
How long was it out?
You're killing me.
Thank God it was only out for like 8 hours.
Only 8.
It came back that same day, but I was like, I cannot do another weekend living like Little House on the Prairie.
No.
You know?
Man needs to flush.
Yeah.
Well, we had a weird story. This oscilloscope watch, it shipped after 10 years.
Who says Kickstarter doesn't deliver?
That's right. And I gotta say, it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, does it though?
I mean, it looks 3D printed and cheap, but
or some version of cool, I guess.
Look, sometimes you just need a sine wave on your watch.
I like how he puts it next to this other watch.
Right, like a nice looking molded watch.
I mean, he didn't even have any discipline around his 3D printer. I mean,
No,
he
look
should
at that.
be
That's
even.
Yeah, it looks pretty cheap.
He was using like an original MakerBot from like 2007. Gosh,
how much does that thing weigh?
73 pounds.
1 million pounds.
That's a good watch.
It weighs less than a treadmill.
Radioactive Boar.
Well, if it weighs less than a treadmill, I'm all for it.
Yep. That's the line.
Yeah, 30-day of battery life.
Yeah,
unless you're using the oscilloscope, in which case it's 12 hours.
Yeah,
which is
I've been told that I'm not supposed to do that by a certain person anymore.
I think you've been told not to do that by all persons.
Yeah, all of you. Anyone who considers themselves a friend of yours has told you to stop lifting heavy crap until after a significant recovery time.
Well, even after that,
Yeah, probably a bad idea.
But one certain person's been very adamant about it. So,
all right, we got a story that Paris is no longer going to allow rental e-scooters, which I guess is a real bummer for everybody who's been picking those things up and hacking them.
Well, no. So if you own it yourself, that's fine. You can continue to own it. But they were the first ones to allow legal e-scooter rentals.
They were all over the place in Ann Arbor for a while.
Really?
Yeah,
I bet. The kids like them, but the extra collarbone injuries, it's not worth it.
Nope. Well, to me, it was just like the waste. Like you just see them leaning all over the place.
Oh yeah, it's very untidy.
Yeah. Like
15,000 scooters removed, 3 deaths from e-scooter accidents in 2022, and 459 hurt.
That's a little
and
terrifying.
that's similar everywhere. Everywhere they deploy, it's like, oh, now we're gonna have a lot more concussions, a lot more people just getting hit by them.
Right.
It's.
Well, so it turns out that like 1% of people can't be trusted with anything.
Exactly. And you're giving them a device, which, it's like, who gave a gun to the baby? It's like,
I live on a road which is very popular. Yeah, that's nice.
Really? Wait, are you in a house or are you on the road?
Like right in the middle of the road, like on the stripe.
Okay.
Oh, luxury.
Yeah.
Oh, luxury.
Yeah, no, but I have a lane on each side of me, so it's pretty posh. But it's a place where it's a road where bikers like to bike. And it's a road with a 35-mile-an-hour speed limit and a lot of curves and a lot of trees and a lot of bikers, a lot of blind curves. And it's a bit terrifying. We were actually talking about this morning because they're putting a bike path in, and the original plan for the bike path was it was going to cross the street right at a blind curve. And like all the locals were like, if you do this, people will die. Like you can't see around that corner. And you're going to tell me that bikers are just going to, because 1% of everybody are stupid, and they're just going to bike across without looking. And 1% of them are going to die every summer. So, well, at least they changed the plan at least. But it's the same thing with these scooters, 1% of people ruined it for everybody.
Yeah.
Sigh.
Typical.
Did we have any media worth watching? I watched The Boogeyman this weekend.
Oh, that's in my queue.
Yeah, it's whatever. It's disposable.
It's Stephen King. It's a Stephen King thing, right?
Is it?
No, I think so.
You could tell me it was literally anything.
Or maybe he's just a producer or was pushing it.
They paid him $400,000 to put his name on it.
Yeah.
It's very generic.
Steven knows how to cash check. Tell you what.
Leans heavy on the fact that like the main character is like a therapist. And that's like, but I mean, there's, if you like that sort of movie, then maybe that's your jam. I was bored by it.
I tried watching the latest Indiana Jones. I didn't have time, but I did watch the Meg 2.
Ah, yeah, the Meg 2.
Nice.
I like the last half hour of that movie a lot.
Really?
Yep. I'm not going to tell you the first half is great, but I really like the last half hour with the beach and all that.
All of it was okay. I mean, it is beyond ridiculous.
Oh, it is so dumb.
It's really the best Jason Statham movie since Crank 2. Crank Harder.
It's super stupid, but I mean, You know, when I was a kid, when I grew up, I wanted to be the Hulk, Godzilla, or a fire truck. So,
Yep.
So this gives you all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, this gives you all of that.
1, 2, 3, baby. It's the trifecta.
Yeah, I love monster movies. Godzilla was my bread and butter as a kid. And still I like the kaiju. I like the American kaiju movies, you know?
Yeah. And I liked how this movie had like a lot of kaiju at the end. I thought that was enjoyable, but
yeah.
It's a terrible movie, but it's very fun.
Oh yeah, it's not good. It is. Oh, also the second Meg death scene. You know which one I'm talking about? Where he's standing on the rock.
I've got to watch.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Like that whole movie is super ridiculous. I mean, you pointed out that there's this part where he starts swimming at 26,000 feet and is okay. When 5 minutes ago they just had someone's head explode because of pressure.
Yeah.
But it's okay for him to swim.
Yeah. Like I'm okay with you defying the laws of physics, but you have to be consistent about your rules.
Yeah. So there are many, many ridiculous things ranging from biology to physics.
Oh yeah.
But one particular Meg fight scene is so over the top stupid that I was like, oh, holy shit, who pitched this and who said, yeah, let's do that?
I
liked the Meguanas that were like running around.
I got to ask you guys a very important question. Can I do I have to watch Meg 1 to understand Meg 2?
Oh, if you're not fully engrossed in all of the Meg lore.
Shouldn't I? I mean,
so the characters are reoccurring. The thermal layer that supposedly blocks the trench off is explained better in 1 than 2. But you know,
it doesn't matter.
You don't need
well, the main thing is that Statham is like 10 times more Statham in this movie. In the first movie, and this movie is beat for beat exactly the same as the first one. Like they just all of the the characters all map back. Like it's so like we had the formula, we're gonna do it again.
So, did you guys ever watch The Deep Blue Sea?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because like whenever I hear about the Meg, I think, you know, Saffron Burrows in Deep Blue Sea, right?
Yeah.
Let me see.
There was I read a really funny bit about Deep Blue Sea.
How's this not the Meg poster?
Oh, it's the same thing. They were saying I listened to an interview with somebody who was like a producer or something on that, and they were saying how they filmed the whole thing in like a studio that had crickets in it. And they ended up having to loop tons of the dialogue because the crickets were there was just a couple of crickets somewhere in the studio and they couldn't catch them, and so all the dialogue was just had crickets in it.
In Deep Blue Sea or the Meg?
In the Deep Blue Sea.
Wow, that's interesting.
No, it's a garbage movie, but whatever.
It's fun.
Yeah,
if you like
it's okay for it just to be fun.
Yeah, if you like giant monster movies, it's fun.
I found everything that they did at the bottom of the ocean to be boring. But I really liked the beginning and I really liked the end. But my plausible deniability meter kind of broke for everything when they went below the thermal layer. I'm just like, none of this is...
Yeah, the thermocline, and it's where pressure is different too. So
yeah,
they can totally swim.
Sure. Okay.
I mean, come on.
I don't think I saw anything else good. I thought Barbie was going to come out today, but Barbie comes out on streaming next week. So I got to wait for that.
Okay, so I saw a movie, and this was a couple of weeks ago. I watched it. Joyride.
Oh, that's a great movie.
Yeah. It's fantastic.
So fun.
It was. We were screaming out loud.
What's the character with the weird eye? What's that character's name?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Crazy Joyride?
Yeah.
One sec.
That was a bonkers performance. I just loved it.
Yeah. Deadeye.
Sabrina
Wu.
Yeah, she's just like, I own it. It was great. God. No, I like that movie a lot.
Yeah.
We in my house it's all One Piece now. Every day we watch a new episode of One Piece, and I'm going to tell you both right now that you should probably not bother. Well, you should probably.
It terrible?
It's not terrible at all, but it is very much like the most childish of shows.
Yeah, I heard that it was was pretty terrible if you like the manga.
Oh yeah, my kid loves the manga, and he can't stop raving about how great it is.
Wow.
But he also is like, it's been very eye-opening for me to watch this show with him, because I have to tell myself this is probably exactly what it feels like to watch Star Wars with me. Like, it's all he can do to hold in just the tidal wave of trivia and anecdote and side story to every frame shown on screen. And, you know, good on him. I just want to enjoy the movie or enjoy the show. And it's just a schlock fluff show. I will say that they do a good job with like the camera angles. Like they use a wide angle lens a lot. So like everybody's framed like really interesting. And so like it looks like the manga does, like stylistically. But I'm not going to tell you that it's like a great show or anything, but it did. Like I was reading a thing this morning that like I don't know what their metrics were, but they were saying that it beat Stranger Things 4 and it beat Wednesday on like some of the metrics that they measure. So it's a massive hit as far as Netflix is concerned.
So they're going to cancel it?
Maybe. But that's the thing, right? This is a $150 million show. And it's not like Netflix can do a lot of $150 million shows anymore. They're gonna have to scale that back. Yeah. So maybe this will get a season 2. It does look a little expensive. I'm not going to tell you it looks great, but like you can see that they poured money in the project. But I don't know. I hope for my kids' sake it gets a season 2. And the episode I watched last night was the best one. I think I watched episode 5 last night, and it was the best one by far so far. They went to like the restaurant in the sea, and they met a new character, and it was charming. Is that the radar dish?
Yeah, that's the cosmic background radiation one. And the New York Times just has a glory story about it. I thought it'd be nice to have on the background while we talk.
I like it. It's chill.
I mean, it's so cool.
So cool.
There.
Is there anything else new Ahsoka tonight?
Nope. I gotta get going here.
You gotta go, and I gotta go too. So let's say goodbye.
Let's wrap it
up. To our friends. Goodbye, Chris DeBona.
See ya.
And goodbye, Rob Roseboom.
Goodbye.
That was episode 804 of Geeks in Space. I was Rob Commander Taco Mall, and we'll see you next time. Bye.